Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and if you have been living under a rock, there is a secret quest out in the world of Destiny, and it's kinda awesome. It's one of the coolest things I think Bungie has done for Destiny 2, and I hope they do a lot more of it with Forsaken. Crossing fingers, but this is the type of stuff that gives Destiny the feel that we all miss and hope for more of. But it is all related to this Grove of Ulan Tan Lost Sector in the Lost Oasis on Io. Now, the way it works is there's a specific public event that spawns. In the Lost Oasis, you have to see the Taken Blight public event. There is a Taken enemy. If you guys hear my dogs, I'm sorry. There's a Taken enemy yellow bar that spawns. It's one of the old strike bosses from Destiny 1. And it's just somewhere around the map. One of them's over here, one of them's over here. They're just kind of spread around this area. You have to search for it. Once you kill that, a portal spawns outside. And I'll kind of show you that as I do the pass by outside. But then once you go into that portal, you start this lost sector again. The one I'm walking right now, and you're basically at the area where I start. Now, there's a couple things about this. One, once you come in here, typically you have to go all the way through it to get to a high enough point so you can actually get to the secret section of this level. But the second piece I want to show you guys, I'm going to shoot these few enemies here for you while I do it, but there's a way to skip almost that entire run around, and it saves you a bunch of time. So let me kill these few enemies. Yeah, they go down quick when there's no renown, that's for sure. Grab a little bit of stuff here. Shoot this guy. So what you'll do is this is the entrance cave right here. And you'll spawn maybe, I don't know, right here, slightly back. Pretty much all you literally have to do is run in, turn around, look for this, I keep calling it a seashell, but some worm carcass. Jump up on it, and you're going to go jump straight through these little trees onto this ledge right here. Even with a terrible jump, I made it with a clamber effect. So then jump up here, and this is the secret area. Now down here on the ground, you'll see this rock kind of very obviously placed over. This is not here when you're in the secret mission. You drop down a hole, and then you start this whole jumping puzzle, and it's a whole timed encounter from when you enter this place. That's why this is important. So to save yourself time, instead of going all the way through the lost sector, back through there, popping up over there by the chest, and then jumping over here, which is where the first place people were doing it, literally turn around and jump up top and save yourself like 60 seconds because you need literally all the time you can get. It's a tough fight, and there's a lot of jumping involved. So you'll run in here, there's a little blight bomb, you'll shoot it, you'll drop down, you'll start. Now, it's a 20-minute encounter. Now, hopefully they are going to improve, but it might be like, you know, every third public event that shows up is going to be this one. Maybe every fourth. It was on like an hour plus for a wait time, and hopefully they're going to fix that. But either way, there's a delay to where you get your next attempt. So that being said, it would be nice if you knew what you were doing going in for at least the jumping puzzle. That's why this video is here. I want to show you guys how you can glitch into the map, because this thing is not active all the time either. Currently it's in the middle of the week, it's weekly reset, and it's not even an option. Not saying the public event won't show up. I'm just saying you can't get into the Anomoly secret mission because it's not active. Now they say it's supposed to come back next week, and they said that over the weekend, so potentially on Friday. People are thinking it's a weekend event, just a guess, but that's probably a reasonable hunch. So when it comes back Friday and you're gone this weekend, and you're working on stuff and you want to try and practice this thing before you actually go in there and find a group, the jumping is kind of difficult, so there's some stuff to work on and get a feel for. And once you're in there with no time limit, you can get to a certain part, you can die. Now, it's not the easiest glitching thing to do, but if you spend the time to get in there, once you do it a few times, it's nice to be able to have the time to work on it. And especially once you get in there, it may take just one time, but spend that time to practice. You don't always have to keep going back. So what I'm going to do is go on out and show you guys how you can actually get into the lost sector, exactly where that thing would drop you down, basically a slight smidge ahead of it. But to work on it as much as you want without a time cap, and take all the deaths you want and all the time you want to explore and run around and look. And as we do, I'm going to do a separate video once I'm in there pointing out everything I know so you guys know what to look for. So let me kill these few enemies right here. Cool. Alright, so they're done. Now what you're trying to do is actually get up to this ledge right up here. There's two ways to do it. Now there's one that's a lot easier for a hunter, and actually for most classes it seems. You're going to want some verticality in your jump. So typically I would run with strafe just for control, but if you need a little jump height, you can go high lift, but honestly I think you can do everything with strafe here. Now this is with Lion Rampants, but I'll show you guys that you can even do it without it. So you're going to jump from this little, so if you look at the lost sector on this little rock, you'll know it's this little triangular rock here peeking out right next to the lost sector. Look up. That's where you want to jump. Straight up high. Hit it right here. Next, you want to hit this little tiny branch hanging down, and it'll even let you clamber up onto it. Now what you're trying to get to is where that little branch peeks out. This is that little yellow rock formation. So either way, what you want to do is get a sprint and a jump. Now either a float, a warlock float, and an Icarus dash, a triple jump. However, run around here, and then you want to land right here. Now the dash helps me as a Titan. The Icarus dash may help you if you're running on that as a warlock. Super, again, you won't really need your super for any of this. You're not fighting any enemies. So if you get your super up and use it, I wouldn't wait on the super. Something like Icarus dash might be a cool thing to try as well. But once you're up here, this is what you're looking for. Now let me show you guys from another side in case it helps the warlocks. I've seen them make this one a little easier. Now if you're coming from warlock side, you might need to bump this little wood right here. But the easiest way to get there from this angle is right up on this tree branch, the one that literally faces due towards this, directly towards this branch. Now you'll notice if you kind of creep back here, this branch has a tiny bump in elevation at the end, and you're going to use that to be able to get a little tiny bit of height. You'll run, and then you'll see I'll actually go up here, and this is about where I'll run, almost falling off the branch, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go around this little wall, and if you get a little sprint double tap with a Titan, a float, a triple tap with a Hunter is really, really hard from this angle, so Hunters go over to this rock and go up. But from here, you can do it with a Titan as well. So sprint, double tap, nice and high, wedge yourself in this corner. Now if you don't quite make it like that, you know you got most of the idea, right? You just probably have to try it again. But honestly, that other side seems better. This is mostly for the warlocks in case there's any issues with the other side. But a nice double tap, help you get a little height, wedge yourself in the corner, and you're good to go. Now from here, you want to hop up over this log, hop on down. Now this part you're going to see these little, I don't know, blue plants. There's one little recess in the ground over here. Avoid that, because if you've fallen, you literally are stuck. You cannot get out, you'll die, and you'll have to do these jumps again. So point your cursor like straight through the weeds, run straight through it. Hang to the left. You might get something that says turn back for half a second if you're going slow. Just keep going, you'll be fine. And jump over and land on this. Now you'll see some textures up here that are very broken. We're obviously where we shouldn't be. But what you're going to do is, this is like an invisible texture. You can literally just probably land on it, but typically I'll just jump over, land on this. Now this part is really important. If you come back here, you'll actually switch zones out of the Lost Sector and into the Lost Oasis because you need your Sparrow. So I can actually launch my Sparrow here, and that's an important thing. But to save you a little, like, you know, falling off sideways, you can come a little farther forward before you actually get on your Sparrow. Now you can do this on either side. So I've done it from here, and I've done it from here. Seems to have a somewhat more reliable shot, but if you don't quite make the jump the first time, don't worry. Once you get the feel for the jumps, you'll get used to this. Now, you'll notice, now it says the Grove of Ulatan. I've switched sectors. You'll see a little loading zone. I'm on PC, it's fairly quick. If you're on console, it'll probably be a little slower. Now, this rock structure right here is what you're trying to get to. And I'm going to creep up so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. Now, down there is what looks like kind of a beach. So where my cursor is kind of pointing is the back edge of the beach, and you'll see right in front of that rock, and that's what you're trying to get down to. So what you want to do is kind of use this thing as a ramp, and you're going to basically fly straight towards it. Now if you curve into this thing, you'll hit a wall, fall straight down, and have to do this all over again. Now if you hit it, you might spawn up here, and that's the case where, like, if I'm here and say my Sparrow goes away, but I'm in this Lost Sector and I'm like, crap, but I respawned and I don't want to go all the way back down and redo it again. Just run back, same thing I was saying. Come back here, wait for your loading zone, which is going to hit right here. Now it says Lost Oasis, and I can get my Sparrow again. So creep a little bit farther forward. These are kind of the transition zones. Don't go too far into this area, but either on this rock or over here. Jump on your Sparrow, and work your way forward. So there's the loading zone again. So what you're going to kind of want to do is aim a little to the left, and it should kind of curve you a little bit towards this. Main thing is when you're flying is to be headed right towards this wall where my cursor is. So slightly left, this thing right here will stop you, so aim above that. Slight curve, and you should hit it pretty cleanly. And if you land, just try and, you know, dash when you land, save yourself any fall damage. Now from here off to my right, you guys see that kind of very obvious square texture with like a hard edge. And this little 90 degree, you want to clear that. If you don't make it, you will fall down into your oblivion as well. Best way to do it, this is why you need your sparrow. Well, there's one very important reason you need your sparrow. You can't do it without it. You can. I've seen a sword method do it, but I couldn't get out. So for me, sparrow's my only success. See this invisible texture right here that you can kind of see the back of? If you wedge yourself just to the right of that, aim your cursor up so you kind of pull your nose up when you go to land, just boost straight across this jump, should have a pretty smooth landing. It's kind of cool running around under here, breaking textures, being in the environment where you shouldn't be, but that's the fun part. Now, this is kind of another weird part. You have this weird 90-degree texture here. It's a bit touchy. Now, if you get down here and you die, it's one of those things that's happened to me quite a few times, so don't feel bad. It's one of those you can't do much about. It's a little touchy depending on angles, and sometimes you hit it right, sometimes you don't. I've tried from this side. Now, you guys see how this thing has a weird angle. You can walk down there. You can literally land on that little thing up there, kind of back off and then skate forward, and you'll be there. But this little lip is a bit tricky. For whatever reason, I don't know why it's drawn the way it is, but it's there. Now, I've tried before to kind of like go in from the side, and you kind of have to bump off the wall, which is kind of a tricky thing. But lately, it's been a little more consistent and actually seems to work. If you get far enough back, now what you want to do, you'll see this archway. You want to aim to the left side of it because you want to hit the wall and you want to make sure you land on the platform. But just go full boost. And you should land right on the platform I'm talking about. Yep, so this is the first platform. Ghost will come up, which is a nice little light. You'll go down one platform, land it on softly, and go right down two. And you don't have to go far, because where you're going is literally right in here. So you guys see how my vents have this thing, like, it's very straight, and there's this tiny, like, worn arch right here. For whatever reason, your sparrow is shorter than you are, and if you're on your sparrow, you can actually drive in here, as weird as it seems. Now, once you hit the wall, you're looking at the lost sector, so turn yourself left. And what you're going to want to kind of do is try and line yourself up to where you can boost forward. But the biggest thing is you don't want to go all the way forward. If you go all the way straight into this little dead end, you will wedge your sparrow and you can't get out. It kind of sucks. So what you want to do is kind of boost forward but veer slightly left. You don't want to pop out too soon so you can kind of get a decent jump over there. But if you kind of hit it at a decent angle with a boost and then double jump real fast on a Titan or float on a Warlock, Hunters, you guys have it pretty easy for your triple jump. Either way, if you got Frosties on, wear them. Anything like that will help. Gonna go for a boost and fly on out of here. And this is where you want to land. Now, the lost sector mostly starts like right up there. You're like 1 or 2 little hops in, and there's some more stuff to this lost sector. So what I'm going to do is cut the video here. I've got to go pick some stuff up anyway, but this is a good separation point. I'm going to cut the video here, and then when I come back in my second video, and I'll link it right up here at the end so you guys can see it, I'm going to break down basically your entire way through here, a couple tips that Titans can use for Lion Rampant, where some of the chests are located for you guys to find, and a way for you guys to know what's coming in the jumping puzzle as best as possible. You gotta get a feel for your platforming skills, but at least if you get in here with this glitch, you have 0 time limit. I can explore this all I want. It's honestly kind of an awesome looking place, so just take it in for a minute and enjoy. But for now, this is at least the glitch in how to get inside here, and then you can explore it at your own free will, but I will get a guide up for where everything is at as well. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please do so. I did not find this. I've seen it from Rifle Gaming. I've seen it from a couple other people, so there's a chain of people who've made this, but I wanted to share this with you guys. I will be out this weekend, but I think it's probably going to be back this weekend. So use this, practice this week, practice before you go in and find a group, so when you do actually get a chance to go in there with your group, you can at least get through the jumping part, and then the fight isn't going to be, you know, something where you only have like 5 minutes left with your team. You want to have as much time as possible, so get used to this place. Spend some time in here, and then you'll be ready. So, enjoy, guys. Subscribe if you guys haven't. I'll keep the content coming to you. Like, if you did enjoy the video, leave a comment below if you got any questions or anything. As I said, the full exploration of the zone I will do in a separate video. And then also you can find me on twitch.tv Ebontis, Twitter as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you soon. And thanks for all the support and the continued support, you guys. It's been awesome. Just love doing this for you guys. Honestly, it's just a really, really fun hobby, and the more support I get from you guys, the more this could ever be a future thing. So thank you very much. Have a good one wherever you're at around the world. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. I'll see you soon.